Davis, and I'm from Bromley.
I'm Rob Lynch, and I'm from Essex.
Cool. So, first things first, what are your kind of finishing moves, signature moves, and wrestling style if you had to nail it down?
I'm like influenced by people, you know, like William Regal and Fit Finley. Like, I got a chance to train with Fit Finley recently. It was one of the best experiences in my wrestling career. People like that, more of the physical style, but you can also wrestle. Moves, powerbomb, because I'm a mark. And yeah, that's about it. And Philly roll.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, myself, quite similar in like sort of styles that I like to James. Do like sort of like the strong style and Japanese approach. So for moves myself, I use a lariat quite a lot.
Yeah.
Just started using a mid-air spear as well.
Very nice.
Which seems to be getting over quite nicely. So yeah, very, very similar sort of like inspirations. You know, Regal, Finley.
Yeah.
I mean, a few other people like Lesnar, Guerrero, stuff like that. And a slightly different upbringing in training for JD. So
yeah,
we are very similar in sort of style. So
yeah, cool. So talking about like training, where did you both start off training? Was it quite a while ago? And
Rob started quite a considerable before me.
Yeah, I started. I've been basically involved in wrestling about 10 years. I started when I was 12.
Right. Okay.
I started originally at Dropkicks Wrestling Academy in Purfleet when it was run by Tony Scarlo. Tony remained my trainer for the whole time. He left Dropkicks a year or so down the line. Just carried on training with him. Trained in his back garden, like believe it or not, like he would cut his grass if he thought that I wasn't doing well. So if I ever did like break falls, things like that, it would hurt me a little bit more. If I was doing well, he would have cut the grass. It'd be like my crash mat. I just carried on from there. And then recently, I've just started joining James, where he started training with Tom Chamberlain at IPW, just to kind of get regular practice in on like weekly basis.
Yeah, I started like Rob said, the IPW Academy like about 4 or 5 years ago with like Darryl Allen, and there was another couple of lads. But me and Darryl were there like on the first session about 5 years ago when it was run. Like the trainer at that point was like Andy Simmons, and we had like guest trainers every week. But now the school's run by Tom Chamberlain. It's regular training every Sunday with like Tom, and we get other trainers down like Ashley Green, Jimmy Havoc, and that's a really good bunch of guys. I really enjoy training there.
But so what like influenced you to get into wrestling then? Was there any particular inspiration or?
Yeah, for me, I used to go watch the Wallington Hall shows, like the IPW Wallington Hall shows.
Yeah.
They were great. Like, I remember before I started going to them, I was looking around for places to train. So I was like, I couldn't really find anywhere like local. Like ones I went to weren't even there anymore. Like it'd just be like a church hall, and there wouldn't be nothing there. So I started watching the IPW shows because I live like Bromley, near Wallington. And after about a year of watching the IPW shows, like White Stone and Cartel and stuff, they opened their own training. So I went immediately there.
Okay, cool.
For myself, I always grew up a family. My sisters used to watch wrestling. I've got 2 older sisters. Used to watch wrestling when I was a lot younger, so I was always exposed to it from like a young age. When I was about sort of 9, I went through a spell when my dad was in hospital and was up there a lot. And he used to go into the waiting room, like family rooms and stuff. And wrestling always used to be on. Sunday Night Heat like played on like a Saturday morning or something like that. And just got hooked because I just got hooked from watching it there. You know, like it just kind of. I've seen stuff before, but it never kind of just got my attention until then. And then I think it was like, you know, Royal Rumble 2000 was like my first pay-per-view, and once I saw that, I was like, I'm adamant, this is what I'm going to have to do. A couple of years later, I actually just started, so.
Just to add it quickly, like I did watch wrestling before the it was just like, oh, it's that's where I want to be.
You didn't hear WWE until after.
No, it's quite. So you kind of touched on some of your inspiration in terms of wrestlers. So do you want to expand some of the wrestlers that really kind of inspire you, or you want to be like? I mean, obviously Kevin Steen.
Keeping it for the husky gentleman.
Hope you don't see this.
For me, like quite a few of the British wrestlers I've got to train with, like I've been able to train with, like still train with Tom Chamberlain, Jimmy Havoc most weeks, and there's a lot of good guys who've come through the IPW school who are on the British scene. So I've enjoyed like training like Mind Stone and people like that. You know, Terry Frazier, done a few.
Inspirations for me. I don't know, there's so many, like, I categorise it in different lists, you know, but I think people have directly influenced me quite a lot. Definitely Finley and Regal, because their style of wrestling, it's just, very realistic, and I think that can.
It's about a grand a pound, isn't it? Really, yeah, yeah.
I think especially like today now, I think it's got a chance to really get revived.
Yeah.
With like the growth of MMA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I'm gonna sound like a complete mark, man, but Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm saying Brock Lesnar is because dude's just a beast, just an animal. It's like everything I want to be, but probably won't be. Like on a physical level, as far as like genetics go.
He is a man beast, definitely.
But then I also like, because I really started at a young age, you know, people like Austin's, Rock, definitely just people just like kind of captivate. I mean, I think Austin was the guy that just got me into wanting to wrestle. So just loved the whole, like everyone says, the whole being able to beat up the boss and things like that. So definitely for that, I think British workers like have inspired me a lot. McGuinness, love McGuinness, like the work that he's done. Yeah. A lot of the British guys, like Joel, Martin Stone, like the guys that are doing well for us overseas. They're giving us really good future, so to speak, for British wrestling.
That's another few people. Like, I got to train with Nigel McGuinness and Doug Williams and stuff. And on another, like, not someone who like influences me too much in style, but like who's been a great help to me. It's like Zack Sabre Jr. Like he's done a lot of training. Like he hasn't influenced me in style, but he's influenced me as like a wrestler, how to conduct yourself and how to train.
Yeah. Because that's as important, isn't it? Really, I kind of understand. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about your tag team. Let's get on there. How did that develop?
Well,
I was going to ask you how to meet each other, but I didn't think that'd be quite appropriate.
I'll tell the tag team story. Basically, when me and Robbie met, we were both doing the dregs of British wrestling, like working promotions that were known as the worst promotions in the country, just to get matches. We were fresh out of training, no one good wanted to book us. That's where I met Robbie doing these training, these not very good shows, and I was like, wow, Robbie, like. We should definitely tag together, like, with similar bills, like similar styles. So we was like, I think I want to concentrate on my singles career. So about cut to when he came to the IPW training, and once he came to the IPW training, we reconnected, and that's when we started, talking about the ideas.
I thought there was, like, I mean, on my perspective, I thought there was, say, like a loophole, but like tag team wrestling in the UK, it's not. You got so many more single stars, established single stars, and you do tag teams, and you got your leaders. Obviously, they're both very successful on their own as well now. So Zach being in Japan, things like that. We found that we thought there's definitely an opening for a tag team. I mean, if you look at a lot of tag teams, you don't really have two bigger set guys, who can just beat you up, just lay a pounding on. You look at people like Bangor Knights and leaders like fast paced, a bit more flying, technical, we punch you in the face. We just, you jump up and put you down, something like that. And we were just like thinking like, different things like, how can we do this? What can we call ourselves? How can we go about it? JD came up with the London Riots moniker, as painful as that is to say. And then like together just put bits and pieces together and get it sort of like got it sorted out, Just think, right, let's go for it, and we debuted it at Progress. We're lucky because we've had tag experience with each other in the past. But never as a set, like established team, so to speak. So kind of how it came together.
Is it going well? It's quite early days.
Very well. Luckily, we're working for like it's a really good hub at the moment. We've got like here, obviously, Future Pro Wrestling, Progress, like IPW. So getting
there's a lot more. I think we can both confidently say there's like a lot more set to happen for us as a tag team. I think you'll be seeing a lot more of it for certain. We're going to do our best to make it happen, that's for certain. So,
just kind of one last thing, really. It's talking about the kind of British wrestling scene. Obviously, we asked a lot of people kind of their opinions and what it can do to not necessarily improve, but to like kind of make it back to the mainstream type audience, if you want to put it that way.
I'll let you take the lead on that one, bro.
I think for independent wrestling, like England, it's got the best and also like the worst. Like you look at some promotions and that talent could wrestle anywhere, anywhere in the world. And then you've also got the other side of the coin, which is some of the worst wrestling. And I just think like hopefully if the good promotions keep running shows and get their attendance up, like hopefully it will naturally evolve and get a bit of a name for itself. It'd be nice to see it back on TV. But who knows if that's going to happen.
I think maybe talking about in the promotion aspect of it, the promoters themselves, there are too many guys that just don't want to kind of work how wrestling should work, if that makes sense. I mean, FPW, they've had problems with certain promoter, etc., etc. People like that, there should be no place. People like FPW, Progress, IPW, Lucha Britannia, they're all willing to work with one another, help put guys across.
And they're doing it for the greater good of British wrestling. They're not like my promotion, it's like...
like they can understand that, share a promotion of talent will work both ways.
It's more exposure, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly,
So,
and I think in terms of just like, you get, like JD was saying, you get some of the worst as well, like just as far as wrestling goes. There are, I know there are a lot of people, like when I was training with Tony, who just kind of didn't enjoy it, because for me, Scar had like an old school approach, didn't kind of like it, and they just thought, right, we've learned a little bit of wrestling, screw this, we're just going to go and find a place to hire out, run some of our own training, try and run our own shows, and kind of just kills wrestling a little bit more, like you can understand maybe why they want to do it, but they don't understand that they're not ready. Things like that.
It's also like, certain fans won't understand like a future or a program. They'll just see it as British wrestling. So these fans who want to go and enjoy a wrestling show go to one of these ones that aren't so good. Then they just blanket British wrestling with that's British wrestling. Like shit, it's amateur. Like if they'd gone to a future like First or a Progress, they'd be like, oh wow, British wrestling's it's good, it's good. But it kills off some of the business on it.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, guys, and
thank you.
I wish you good luck tonight, because you don't need it. All right, cheers. Thanks.
No more talk. Put them in the dirt instead. You keep walking. That you trying to end up red.